And there we go. No sound. There we go. So try it again.
We're back. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos, and we do product reviews, and we talk about various keto topics. And then every Monday, we sit down on the couch for Keto on the Couch. We're just going to talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it. I'm glad we got the sound on so that they could all hear me say, what the heck is all of this brokenness?
I got a new 3D printer, and I'm learning.
I don't think you've been to bed since it came.
I've been to bed, except for last night. I was up
Have
till
you?
2 o'clock in the morning. Well, I was on the phone with Chris until 1 in the morning trying to fix
Miriam,
stuff.
Chris, I am so sorry. I am so
Chris
sorry.
called me.
He's helping you out, but I don't know that he wants to be up until 2 o'clock in the morning.
It wasn't 2 o'clock his time. It was 1 o'clock our time, so it's only 11 o'clock his time. And I got to see all the kids. So anyway, this piece
awesome.
didn't come out right. But, yeah.
What are you making?
I'm making modifications.
What does that mean?
Well.
To what?
Is anybody else like me when you get a new toy or you start a new hobby, you immediately have to like tinker it and make it better? Like that's
No.
Yeah, like I buy a brand new car, you take apart the dashboard, put a new radio in it.
I don't need to do any of that.
Yeah, so I'm like changing out the screen, I'm changing out the fans. So I'm making modifications to make modifications. That's what I'm doing.
This is an
Plus you want stuff too, but I need to make my modifications in order to
fix your
stuff.
This is an opposites attract situation. So actually I wanted to say happy anniversary, happy Facebook anniversary to Heath and Shelly tonight.
Yes.
How sweet is that? I am so thankful for Facebook, if for no other reason that they got together, because like they're such a great couple. Mm-hmm. I do have some plans. Okay, you did make something super cool, and that's this. Oh, I caught it, but it is made of plastic, so it won't like drop if I drop it. Like
you know, it's not a toy, right? It's like a bench thing.
It's a toy now.
No, it's really to see if something prints right.
You know
his name is Benchy.
You know who you need to say thank you so much
Luke,
to?
L3D, One Bad Marine. He's awesome. He's constantly on the phone with me trying to get this all better.
What a blessing you are. And let me just tell you, he had come home, Joe had come home from a football game, got into the shower because he needed to get in the shower. And Luke.
It was a lacrosse game.
Yeah, oh, okay, sorry. The foosball. And so Luke called, and he has a voice.
It's a cool radio voice.
That is so cool. And
not a voice for radio like you don't want to see him. Like he's got a cool radio. Like you want to listen to him all day long.
But it's like he's got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to him. But like, look at this boat. I touched the butt.
Dawn says your hair is fire.
Thank you.
Chris said with a 3D printer, you often don't need to buy upgraded parts. You just printed the parts, and you need the parts to print the parts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that
But I'm taking everything apart. Screens, everything.
Let us stop for a second and talk about my hair, because going nowhere, but like if I'm going to prom, my hair ain't doing nothing right. Like it just is not acting right.
Right.
Ever. But we must be at the intersection of that one day a month, and like it's about to be like spring ahead time.
Right.
The daylight savings time, the right temperature, the right amount of moisture. And for I don't know, after this live stream, we're going dancing, because this hair may not come back again. We're not wasting the hair.
Jerry said Baby Yoda's available for most 3D printers. Yeah, I already made a Yoda that spits toothpaste. It goes like on top of your toothpaste, and then when you squeeze it, and he barfs toothpaste. Yeah.
He's like, bleh, onto my toothbrush.
That was the first thing I tried to make. Like,
it's magical.
Me, nothing simple. Like, you always go for, like, Anthony wants me to print, like, a complete Iron Man costume. I'm like, that'll take like 6 months and like $300.
I know what your next project is.
What?
Your next project is a little ranch for my ponies. Because Blaine sent me ponies because he said, hi Rachel, I'm a man of my word. Here's the pony that I promised and several friends to keep him company. Love all the fun content from Blaine. Blaine, thank you so much for my ponies, and now we need a ranch.
Okay.
Because they're going in my she
I'll
shed.
get right on that.
You need to make me a ranch, a fenced-in ranch.
Liz says your hair is beautiful.
Thank
Annie
you.
said, Rachel, you look beautiful. Love the hair and the choker.
I am going back to the 90s, well, late 80s, early 90s, because we watched Coming to America 2.
Awesome.
This past weekend, and all of the feels hit me. I thought that Ready Player One hit me in all of like
Yes.
the childhood feels, but no, I was not prepared for Coming to America 2. I think that it was because like I wasn't prepared for it. You were sort of amped up for Ready Player One for it to be super nostalgic.
Right.
But like Coming to America 2, they brought back every single just about character that there was, and it was awesome. I mean, it was just so good.
I'm just checking on something.
Except for like the only thing that made me sad was just like seeing James Earl Jones old and seeing Morgan Freeman old. Like it makes me so sad. Just really, really sad.
I didn't know James Earl Jones was alive.
Didn't he pass away? I feel like he passed away. Did he? I mean, at least he was in. No, I think he is alive. He's 90.
He is alive.
He's 90 though, I think. And I love him so much that, and I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but even like the setting that they had him like standing up in was hilarious too.
Yes.
So good.
Okay, so here we want to mention something. I'm not getting up to go get it. So we filmed the Keto Crate unboxing, and we had an issue with our camera.
Yeah.
So our
our
memory card thing, evidently it dropped some frames, and our new camera has a setting on it that if it drops frames, it stops recording, but you don't know it's not recording because it's on the other side of us and I can't see that. And that's the backup recording, but the main recording failed as well. So we don't have a Keto Crate video this month, but we're still gonna give one away.
We're just gonna give it away.
So if you're interested in a Keto Crate, you're gonna comment on this video, but not in the live chat. You're gonna gotta go into the comments. You can either do it now or do it later.
Aren't you glad you showed up tonight?
And leave a comment, and then we will give it away on next week's live stream.
Somebody's out there waiting, like, I'm gonna get a free Keto Crate this month, and they're waiting for the Keto Crate video. That's not happening because apparently it was a podcast and we had no idea.
So if you're interested in the Keto Crate, there is a link down below for the Keto Crate. Stop looking at that. And I also want to say today is March 11th. If you're interested in the Keto Chow Club box, you know, the monthly box where you get, we have that one unboxing we did. If you're interested in one, you only have 4 more days to be able to get your April box. So there's only 4 more days to get the April box. And from what I understand, the April box is pretty cool.
Is it?
So you definitely want to get the April box.
Do you know what's in it?
I might have a little suggestion, a little hint.
We're not supposed to.
I'm not allowed to tell you.
We're not supposed to keep anything from one another.
Oh, no, but I promised Chris that I wouldn't tell you.
That's what those flowers are about, aren't they?
No.
Do you see behind me?
No, there was just a guy walking down the street.
Joe comes home with flowers tonight, and just like any adoring wife, I'm like, what'd you do?
I never buy flowers. I never buy flowers.
What did you do? Where's the car?
Well, you don't like flavors. You don't like
do?
flowers.
I don't normally, but it's like, it's suspicious, right? Am I the only gal out there that when your husband brings you home flowers?
I haven't bought her flowers in like 6 years.
What's up? What's up?
There was a guy walking down the street.
Is there a pony? Is there a real pony?
Well, I could lie and say it was more about giving the guy $10 than it was getting you flowers, but that would absolutely be not true.
Oh, you just wanted to like give him something?
No, I wanted to give my wife flowers, but I thought it was cool that I got to bless him too.
What'd you do? What'd he do?
Okay, so anyway, if you're interested in a Keto Chow Club box, you have 4 more days. If you do it after the 15th, you're not going to get a box until May. Link down below for that will get you 10% off of your first box. Plus, you save 10% on the Keto Chow that's in the box.
Do you remember those dog treats that used to, where it was like...
We got a package. This package was unsolicited.
Yeah.
And I guess this company doesn't watch our channel.
Ever.
Except for the note was like, we like your content.
Could you use your pointer finger, please, today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. So Chris noticed it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people notice it.
We're completely ignoring comments today.
We need to go back to comments, but like, he never uses the right finger for pointing.
Here's the thing, I never did that when I was younger, so I don't even think about it. I don't know. It was just a habit. So if you watch the video the other day, I accidentally point at the product using my middle finger.
Anthony
it wasn't
his.
like a subconscious thing to like, you know, at this product or anything like that.
It's not a social statement.
It's not.
Anthony used his in kids ministry.
Back to this.
Yeah.
So this came to us unsolicited. I guess they don't watch our channel because we have talked about this product.
Look at the
and
title.
And it goes right in line with Tuesday's video.
It does.
Right? Net carbs versus total carbs. Why do we do at least some kind of a total carb cap?
Yeah.
And I know lots of people message, I do net carbs. I don't have a problem with net carbs. I have a problem with if we do net carbs and ignore total carbs because of products like this.
It says on the box.
There's no bad stuff in here.
And it reminds me of...
No kidding.
Right. Well, it reminds me of that dog. What was the dog commercial where it was like, this is steak. And it's like, they do the can out and it would be like, and you're like, lies.
High quality, plant-based
lies,
products.
Can't believe a word you say.
It says 5-star reviews. Moist, delicious, satisfying,
Moist.
strong velocity, and manufacturer support.
Did you say velocity?
Yeah.
What?
That's what it says.
Does your snack need more velocity?
So, wait, it says this is nutrition and diet-conscious ingredients.
Which end?
It contains healthy proteins, fats, and fiber.
It's coming out.
Nothing artificial.
At a very high velocity.
So.
Probably.
Okay. Let's see, we've got a raw Rev superfood blend of peanuts and pea protein and brown rice protein and raw organic hemp protein and virgin organic coconut oil and vegetable glycerin and sunflower lecithin, which by the way, vegetable glycerin is actually considered a sugar alcohol. Raw organic chia seeds, raw organic sprouted flax seeds, isomalto oligosaccharides from tapioca. And then some of the other ones even have more garbage in it.
I gotta give them props for the fact that they're like, no, we're not even gonna try to change the name.
No.
We're not gonna try to change the name of it. It's IMO fiber.
If you eat this, you will spike your glucose. Okay, you will. I mean, Quest Bar got sued over using IMO fiber because it's not really a fiber. The FDA says it's not a fiber. Yet on this label, they're saying that there is 17 total carbohydrates and 13 grams of dietary fiber. This stuff will destroy your keto diet.
And it
really will.
It came
So we're not doing a review, we're bashing it.
Well, we got a package with it that said like, would you mind, you know, we'd love for you to represent this.
Oh yeah, so no.
No.
So we do get a lot, the point was we get a lot of products that we will not have anything to do with, and there's one of them.
That's a big one.
So I feel like we've said it enough times that like they deserve to.
Well, maybe they're like, hey.
No. Okay. Do you want to look at some comments? Renee said velocity associated with a snack makes me think of junkies snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. Like Caleb was talking about certain body washes that have like unreasonable names, like fuel injected body wash. You know, like, really? Is that what you were looking for in your body wash? Like, why is it named like gunmetal suds? Like, do I want to smell like that?
I was looking for a video.
I don't
that
understand
I watched today, and I sent it to Chris, and I don't know if Chris could find that.
Is it nerding out?
Because so. Anthony introduced me to a new channel on YouTube, and I'm going to highly recommend this channel. And
it's appropriate?
It's called Ordinary Things.
Okay.
And it's a British guy.
All right.
And he basically goes behind the scenes of companies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he has two, if I can find it here, because
Lord have mercy, I see Tinder.
I've been binge watching this guy all day. And this is the one, when you get a chance, go take a look at this one.
The Evil Business of Soda.
Yes. And so, let's see. Share. Copy.
Uh-oh. Are you...
And we're going to put this right here in the chat.
Is this appropriate?
So, this guy, and there's one on cereal, too. And it's amazing. Because in this soda one, he goes through, like, all the history of soda. And how where it came from and the fact that it was actually, originally a medicine and everything else, and how he dives into the fact like the sugar companies have funded all these studies proving to prove that sugar good, fat bad. But it really, when you watch this video, and he really gets into all of the different things that these food companies are doing to try to get us to buy their products. Like the amount of money that Coca-Cola spends on commercials and everything else. It's not cheap. Like trillions. Yes, trillions of dollars.
You can't put that to something of better use.
Okay. Sassy Steph says, I would do net if I could learn to actually take out the ingredients that make total carbs high.
Okay.
That's the thing, is you have to really learn them. He said, Rachel, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. I will be making bodacious balls recipe just for you.
Yes. I need more balls recipes.
So Chris put up the ordinary evil business of the breakfast cereal, and that's another one because he goes through and talks about how like even the adult cereals, also where it came from. Like it actually came from like, again, people using it as like in their, is like for holistic medicine, and it was supposed to be just like, it was going to make you feel better.
There was a movie that was like, is not G-rated, that was called The Road to Wellville, I believe. And it talked about like, I think Anthony Hopkins plays Kellogg's, and they used it in like their sanitariums because he thought that basically the key to every ailment was going to the bathroom a lot.
Ariel said, why are these folks censoring comments? We're not censoring any comments. Sometimes YouTube itself censors comments.
It does.
It'll decide like, hey,
if I say balls too many times.
Yeah, it'll censor them. Yeah. And it'll put a thing up here. Do I want that to show? But I haven't had anything show up. April said those raw rub bars don't even taste good. That's the funny part. So I was telling Anthony about it, and Anthony came in and he goes like, this like makes Quest bar taste like a Hershey bar.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, you would think they're going to taste good, and they don't even taste good.
And it's really like, and it's very, I mean, it's just so, like, sticky and weird.
Because it's all fiber.
And it's got a very weird mouthfeel.
Chris said, cut out the middleman, get yourself flowers. Problem solved.
That's not a bad idea. I just was surprised. I was just taken aback. I just, I should assume the best, right? Believe the best first.
See, Chris said Joe's video about starting keto number 4 was awesome with the middle finger. And Miriam said my dad does that. He uses his middle finger to point at stuff.
Why? And you're like, Joe. I won't even notice because he's pointing with this hand, and I won't notice until we're watching the video and it's too late.
Heather said, husband and I have been together for 12 years. He's never gotten me flowers. So yes, if he came home with flowers, I would question what he did. I don't usually get flowers because Rachel's made it perfectly clear I don't like flowers.
Well, because I feel like
But there was just something about
expensive.
it. The guy was walking down the street and I'm like, hey, he actually walked past me and I ignored him. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my wife some flowers. And I rolled down the window. I'm like, come over here.
Usually he brings home the bacon.
Yeah,
but for real, like actual bacon.
You like that, though.
We had some turkey bacon today, which was delicious, but it looks funny.
I don't know. It was on sale, and I was like, you know what? I actually like it because I just like turkey bacon. It's not regular bacon, but I just like it.
But it's very odd shaped. So every time we get it, I'm like, what is this? And he's like, still the turkey bacon, hun. Like, still the turkey bacon. I know it looks weird. I know it. I understand
I don't think of it as bacon. I think of it as turkey, and
it's like a turkey lunch meat that you heat.
Yeah, we put it on the Blackstone, and we get it super crispy.
But it doesn't.
But of course, everything's on the Blackstone.
It doesn't change. It doesn't look any different once you cook it.
Steph said, I'm going to stick to Keto Chow muffins. Yes, I would agree. Chris said, I'm not seeing any comments getting censored.
Laura says that she's from Southern California and it is raining and thundering now.
Gail said Dr. Sten Ekberg uses the wrong finger in his videos.
We will get it together. Please know that is not a social statement. I see Gail is here. Hello, Miss Gail.
Pam said, good evening, family. Anyone watch America Says Game Show? One team yesterday were all keto.
Oh, my goodness, no. But now I want to. How cool is that?
That is really cool.
I understand that Mr. Chris...
He was on his local news.
Was on local news today. How cool.
Laura says, I've been keto over 3 months. I've lost 27 pounds and my health is getting better. My fatty liver is getting better. My high blood pressure is getting better.
Congratulations. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
Hey, Maitreya.
Let's see.
So like Christopher is like, I don't like turkey bacon at all. Yuck, gross. How do you really feel though? I'm confused. It is odd. I like how you're talking about it. It's not bacon.
It's not bacon. They call it bacon.
It's heated lunch meat.
It's like a cross between turkey and ham.
Can you eat it without cooking it, or it's
already heated?
It's already heated.
It's already cooked.
Okay.
It's already cooked.
All right.
So yeah, we put it on there. It's like on top of eggs. But it's like how many different? Today's lunch was how many different types of meat can we have?
I love
it was
that.
Like we had that Teton sausage from Costco. That stuff
didn't
is
sound
awesome.
right. What?
The Teton sausage, Teton, is really good. It's like a kielbasa. Then we had the jalapeno and cheddar sausages from Sam's Club.
Those are awesome.
Then we had eggs.
Those are Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark, yeah. Or Member's Mark.
Okay. Maker's Mark is in liquor.
Maker's Mark is a liquor.
Don't eat that.
Renee said turkey bacon is bacon strips. You can't get that stuff crisp like real bacon.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, but if you knew that it was heated lunch meat, I feel like that would make it that. If I expect bacon, I'm going to be disappointed.
Right.
But if I treat it like hot lunch meat, it's better.
Well, what it was Rachel's like, okay, I really want to eat before you leave for your game.
Mark.
And I completely spaced that my game was an hour away. So I'm like, okay, what can I throw together really quick? Let's open the refrigerator and see what is defrosted right now.
Let's play.
And so let's play everything I can find that's meat and throw it on a griddle.
Yeah.
That doesn't take an hour to cook.
What's fast?
Steph said, I've never noticed the middle finger pointing. Does that speak bad about my mind?
Oh, Miriam suggests bacon roses, please. Yes, recently I think in the last 2 days on Instagram, our recipe was salmon roses. Maybe that puts you in mind of it because I want us to make the salmon roses because it's super easy and pretty, right? That'll just be pretty on a plate.
Diane said, my husband got me flowers on our 6-month anniversary and he hasn't gotten any since.
Oh my goodness. And it's like, and what anniversary are we on now, right? My parents would be like 48. My dad was that kind of guy, though, that was like, I told you I love you at our wedding, and if I change my mind, then I'll tell you. If anything changes, I will keep you abreast of new information.
Laura said, I eat Built Bars. I know they're not keto, but they are good, healthy, and they work for me. I've lost 27 pounds.
That's
okay,
awesome.
Well, let's say this. There's no such thing as a keto food. Okay, and we've had a video on that. There is no such thing as a keto food. There's a keto-friendly food, but there's no such thing as a keto food. Okay, and anybody who says, is this food keto? Well, is it keto friendly? That's a better question.
Yeah.
I know Built Bars changed their formulation. We have not tried it. We used to like Built Bars. We don't promote Built Bars or anything because Rachel kind of had a problem with them.
I was down the whole...
and we met a lot of people who had problems with them.
Man, it had me down a hole harder than Pinterest.
You ate a half a box one day.
I did. He came back and I was like, what just happened? And I was just surrounded by wrappers.
I mean, a half a box of the whole bar. There is something about them.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're so regular sugar. And again, this is the old formation. From what I understand, the new formulation is even better.
I saw Wendy and Harry.
They became addictive to the
had
point where
the same
no,
issue.
we won't have them in the house, and we won't promote anything that we won't personally eat. That's why we don't have a coupon code anymore. I keep forgetting. I got to go into videos and take stuff out.
My friend Beth called me up around Christmas time, and she's like, I just woke up in from a zombie coma and surrounded by Built Bar wrappers. Is this a thing? Is this a thing? I'm like, yeah, for me too.
Shell said, I like good to go bars. Rachel and Joe say it's bland. I actually think they're good ingredients. They're very cakey. They're not as flavorful as for me. I mean, but again, taste is very subjective.
Yeah.
And the other thing is for me, it comes down to, I really look at everything and I'm like, am I willing to spend my precious carbs on this?
Right.
I mean, it's like you think about somebody who is on Weight Watchers and let's say they get 25 points and they pick up something and that one thing is 8 points. You're going to look and go is that one
Worth
thing
it?
worth 40% of my points for the day?
Right.
And so I would always look at those like good to go bars. I'm like, am I going to get the satisfaction out of that? If I'm going to eat something sweet, like I want to eat those Crave Bakery donuts. Like,
oh my gosh,
I want to eat something and be like, that was worth it.
Whoa.
But I like the good to go bars and the fact that they are very clean ingredients.
Yeah.
I really like that. Jerry said, I like Duke sausages. Since going keto, it's a great go-to snack versus too many carby, non-friendly snacks. I agree.
I agree. I love those things. I think today's challenge is, what good snack choice did you make? What was the snack that you had today? Mm-hmm. When you left for a game, I all of a sudden got voraciously hungry, and I was so thankful that I immediately identified that it wasn't that I was really hungry because we had just eaten lunch recently, but it was like, oh, I miss Joe. Like it was literally like I was hungry because I missed you. It was just something, somebody moved something in my schedule. Oh, thank you. So I missed you. I wasn't hungry, but I thought, you have that like craving that's just like punching you in the face, and I thought, okay, you know what? I will have a root beer Zevia. And then I was fine.
That's good.
And I felt really good. So that was my like snack choice. It was a good choice that I made today. I don't think that if we had the Instagram challenge, like if we didn't have it today, I wouldn't have been super conscious of like snacks, because it was like, what snack choice can I make right now?
Speaking of challenge, I got an email here, if it'll pop up here, which it probably won't.
Probably not.
New viewer window. There we go.
All right.
We got an email from Bronson.
All right.
I have to talk about one thing, but we're gonna do a challenge with Bronson from April 1st to April 30th.
No joke.
And it is going to be called
dun 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 dun.
The No Joke Challenge.
No joke.
The No Joke Challenge, and he's got like a body weight workout program that we're gonna use, and we're talking about maybe doing prizes.
Yes.
So I'm waiting to hear back from him what he exactly wants to do with prizes.
How fun!
We're gonna possibly do prizes. Maybe get a couple of companies to kind of give us some prizes or something.
Let's do it, guys. I mean, I love the fact, if you are not already in the Two Crazy Ketos family group, join that. Mm-hmm. I think it would be worth it to join. Some people are like, hey, I don't want to be on Facebook. I'm trying to reduce my social media footprint. I totally get that.
Right.
But like my mom is like, you know what? I'm going to join. I'm in the Facebook family group because there's so much inspiration and like, good friends that I'm making there, that I just go in there and then I dip out. Right. And I'm not tarrying in the Facebook space for very long because, sometimes I can get upset by it. So she's just in there for that, but it may be worth it.
That's what I do with it. I have free. I actually literally go on Facebook and I only go in my
training.
Groups. I go in groups. I go in our group. I go in an RV group. And I
go to
I
want to
watch
another,
like
Keto Chow
a couple of
Livestream.
Patreon groups, but I do not scroll through Facebook. I don't care what people say anymore because it just upsets me.
I want to see Shelly Salvages.
Yes.
Yes.
So like I go specifically to different people. Elaine said I ordered peanut flour mixed with chocolate keto chow. Awesome. Thanks for the suggestion. I used your link for Amazon.
Thank you so much.
Renee said hot lunch meat sounds like an insult you'd throw at someone. Oh yeah. Your stinky hot lunch meat.
You are such a hot lunch meat right now. While Renee is there, let me just say thank you so much. I had such a fun Zoom meeting yesterday with our moderators from the Two Crazy Ketos family group, because that's awesome too. There are some amazing people in there, just making sure that it is a safe space and a welcoming space, and you guys rock.
Christopher said, I don't like turkey bacon at all. Yuck, gross.
Yes. I said we're not confused on what he thinks.
Okay, so it jumped, but there were a couple of things that I wanted to.
Bill said, "Poor turkey." Yeah, nobody likes that poor turkey. Why is that? We need to make a turkey. I think we have a turkey in our freezer. We need to thaw out.
We're done.
We ate them all.
Yeah. Jessica said, I always tell my husband no flowers. They are expensive and they just die. On our 10-year anniversary, he bought me a big bouquet for the same flowers as my bridal bouquet. Oh. I was shocked he even remembered.
Okay, so that is super romantic. And if he does that, I feel like that's the bar. That is the bar that you're like, okay, it's all right to do that. And then maybe dry them. Mm-hmm. I had my wedding bouquet for a really long time until a certain black Labrador found it. And then we didn't have my bouquet anymore.
I know. Maitreya said, I got the boot from a Blackstone group today. I couldn't keep my big mouth shut. Let everyone know the lies were prove it MLM recruiting.
Oh.
Let's see. That's Jerry's talking to Chris.
Shauna says, okay, to be fair, I don't really like turkey anything, not even turkey. You know, I have to have like something with the turkey to wet it because I find that turkey breast is even more like, I don't know, it just soaks up all of the liquid in my mouth even more than chicken breast. So I want some hot sauce on my turkey breast. Still.
Andrea said, I finally weighed myself. I refused to weigh myself, so my hubs talked me into it. I hit my 40-pound mark. 217 start, currently 177. Now I'm back to not weighing until June.
Andrea, I am so proud of you. That is stinking awesome, girl.
Michelle said, I love flowers. Hubby tends to buy me new perennials instead of cut flowers at my request.
Nice.
He doesn't understand why I love more with so many flower beds outside.
I totally get behind that. There's been a couple times through our marriage. I shouldn't say that you never get me flowers. That's how he's gotten me flowers. When you have like those, what do you call them? You don't call them perennial, not annuals. Annuals?
Yeah.
There's another one where they're like gonna die quick.
And it's Florida, everything.
But they're usually beautiful colors. They come out at spring. You can get them for like $1 a piece.
Okay.
Changes the whole front yard.
Yep. Rhonda, thank you very much for the
Rhonda.
$10 super chat. So excited to have an opportunity to meet this wonderful family at Keto Palooza this year. No eyes rolling when you talk about keto.
I am so excited. We are going to be there. I think the tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Yes. And let's see, Michelle said, I love flowers. Hubby tends to buy me new perennials instead.
I read
that one. Well, it jumped. Maitreya said, I love those Teton sausages. Just got some of those jalapeno cheddar sausages yesterday. Those are my favorite ones.
The Tetons?
No, the jalapeno cheddar
The jalapeno cheddar ones are awesome, and they get deliciously greasy on the Blackstone. I love it when they get like super greasy. Mm-hmm. I just love it.
Where did that one come from?
Shelf says, I love turkey, but when I want bacon, I want it to be bacon. It's like ordering Diet Dr. Pepper and getting Diet Coke. Oh. The watch is getting involved. You don't mind it. It's just nasty. It's not what you wanted. Yeah. I mean, have you ever ordered a soda and then you get like diet like tea and you're like, oh my gosh, I expected bubbles, and then you didn't get them?
Dawn said, I need this challenge. I broke my knee before Thanksgiving and I'm just now getting back to doctor-prescribed exercises.
That's awesome.
Jessica said, I had some Gouda cheese cubes. I normally don't snack, but today was a rough day with 2 hours of sleep because of a sick 3-year-old.
Oh, Jessica, I'm
Thank
sorry.
goodness for cheese on hand.
Man, I'm all about the cheese. You're practically a mouse.
I've been really good with cheese lately. I'm trying to not do a lot of cheese.
Do you feel like if you get the sausage that has the cheese built in, that you're getting your cheese fix?
Yeah.
Without overdoing it?
Yeah. Well, I like because this way I get the flavor of it.
I like the cheese crisps, which is super easy. All you do is how much cheese do you usually use on the Blackstone?
Like an ounce. Just
an
ounce or so.
Ounce of shredded cheese. How long does it take to make one of those guys?
Depends on how hot you have the griddle.
Nice and
You're asking me to explain cooking without being in front of a griddle.
Well, is it like 1 minute or 2 minutes?
How do you cook this? Throw this on there and it's done when it's done. That's. Christopher said, I never liked Built.
Now I know what they're for.
Christopher said, I never liked Built Bars. The two I knew that like Built Bars ordered their new ones and they don't like them. April said, the way Rachel's with Built Bars, that's how I am with keto ice cream. I cannot have more than 1 pint in the house at a time.
I am glad that we made the switch to Keto Chow ice cream. I get so much more of it, and I don't seem to have a problem with it. As much. I have to be careful with ice cream too.
Liz says Built Bars are addicting. I ate two in a day, and Devin said I found them to be very triggering. So
I see a little boop up there.
Oh, Shannon, thank you for the $9.99 sticker.
Thank you.
I like that thing.
Look how cute the avocado is.
Steph, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Love the Zoom. Sorry I was constantly up and down during it.
Oh my gosh, I got to see her legs and all of her fur babies. Like I love seeing the babies. And oh my gracious, one of her doggies looks exactly like Tabitha. Like exactly like Tabitha. I think it is Tabitha. Definitely a sister.
Lisa said, I'm sorry I couldn't make the Zoom meeting yesterday. I was feeling awful.
That is okay. I actually need to send you a message, Miss Beautiful Lisa, just with like meeting minutes.
Bob said, question. In your first Keto Chow review, you were very lukewarm about it. What caused you to become Keto Chow fans? Okay, that's a cool question. That's why we leave that video up there. So here's what happened. When we first got Keto Chow, I guess 2 years ago, the way it came, you know how you get that little card and says this is how you make Keto Chow? It was a little different. Every indication on their website, every indication on the mailings that came with it was you did Keto Chow for 3 meals a day.
Right.
And when you looked online, there were no videos or anything about keto. Like when we review something, I try not to look at other reviews because I don't want them to sway my decision or my opinion. But I was looking for how do you make this? The only videos that I could find anywhere on YouTube about Keto Chow
were cute Chris.
Were with Chris, who was in the time in the middle of his 100-day challenge. And I thought, like, this is kind of odd that the only video I can find is the owner of the company telling you how to make it. And there were a couple of videos with him with his daughter showing you how to make it.
How cute.
And that kind of stuff. So that was, first of all, because I was like, I absolutely don't want something where I'm going to eat 3 meals a day.
And never have food.
And because, will you lose weight? Absolutely. The problem is if you don't, and I firmly still believe this today, if you want to do Keto Chow for 3 meals a day because you're trying to reset yourself for a short-term period, that's great. If you're just doing it for weight loss, I don't think that's a good idea because you need to deal with why you were overeating, why you were fat, deal with your relationship with food. So if you don't deal with that, as soon as you stop eating Keto Chow for 3 meals a day, you're gonna gain your weight back.
Yeah.
So I think it's awesome, but I didn't want it for 3 meals a day. The other big issue that I had with it was, at the time, the only fats that they recommended was avocado oil and heavy whipping cream. And I looked at heavy whipping cream, if I'm gonna do 3 meals a day.
Too many carbs.
Are gonna be way too many carbs because if I do 4 ounces of heavy whipping cream, that's 3 carbs plus the carbs that are in the Keto Chow. Now multiply that by 3 in a day and I'm at like 40, 50 total carbs a day and even almost closer to 20. And that's if you have nothing else in the day. And I don't do well with heavy whipping cream. Avocado oil
super expensive.
Was going to be very expensive to mix 3 Keto Chows a day with it. So that was the issue. Then we met Chris and Miriam at KetoCon, and Chris is like, guess what? I discovered with Keto Chow, you can use melted butter. And that kind of changed everything for me because that meant it's cheaper, and because butter is super cheap, and it's a healthy fat, and there's no carbs in it. So he challenged me to do it for 7 days, just nothing but Keto Chow for 7 days. And so we came home, and that's where you'll see that Keto Chow 7-day challenge.
And you know what was awesome was when we met them, and you're kind of weren't like thinking, is he gonna yell at me like you are nothing but hot lunch meat for doing that video? And they weren't. They were like, let's talk. Like what's going on? I think you misunderstood, you know, what this product is about.
Yeah, because he was like, you don't have to do it for 3 meals.
He was
I'm like,
patient
what?
with us.
And so after we talked to them, they actually changed their papers, right? Now the papers doesn't say like you don't have to do it for 3 days, 3 meals. You can do it for just 1 meal. That is all of those things. The butter and the fact that you don't have to do it for 3 meals is really what changed us. But we like the taste of it.
Yeah.
But it was just, those were the things
Anthony's
that were the limitations for us.
I'm super excited that his car does not have any issues. Joe fixed his car last week.
In a parking lot. I Jimmy rigged it.
Way to go.
So what happened is on the shift handle, there's a little like piece that holds the cable onto the shift handle. When you take apart the center console, it's got a little round piece on it and it kept coming off. And I found a fix online. I'm like, and then so we fixed it, but then it popped off the next day. So I said to Anthony, he's like, order the part. And I'm like, I got a better idea. I'm gonna drill a hole through the shaft and then I'm gonna put a C-clip in there and now it'll never come off. And yeah, so
Don't talk to me about drilling holes through the car.
That's okay. So yeah, so that's why we changed our opinion on Keto Chow. We've changed our opinion on a couple products.
Yeah.
We read that one from Dawn. Shauna said, I need to add Facebook back to my phone for the challenge. Right now, it's just me on my tablet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to make a recommendation. Well, I have it on my phone. My phone's in another room. Or my phone is here, but the thing that has Facebook on. You don't have to add Facebook app onto your phone. Just go to the web browser. As a matter of fact, I strongly advise everybody delete the Facebook app off of their phone and use the web browser to view Facebook on your phone.
Why is that?
Because the app listens to you.
Oh. Mm-hmm. And that way the web browser doesn't?
The web browser doesn't. The app listens to you.
Is that why when I say like, oh, I need to get toilet paper?
Put your phone face down and talk about some random product.
Canoes.
If you have the Facebook app, and talk about some random product for like 5 minutes, and within the next 24 hours, your Facebook feed will be bombarded with those ads.
LaCroix water. Yeah. Just say it. Right?
Yeah, you don't need to have the app though. Just go to the thing. But I'm talking to Bronson about doing some stuff with YouTube. Michelle said, I drink Bang about once a week. I love that stuff. I had to buy 1 can at a time. Yeah, we used to be bad with Bangs too.
Bang.
Steph said, I agree. I only took certain posts of the others.
I look
at certain posts of others.
Love eggs in my Keto Chow.
Lisa said, I'm so sorry I couldn't make the Zoom. We read that one. We're bouncing around because it keeps jumping. Devin said, I definitely prefer the support groups on Facebook. Not too crazy about the normal stuff.
Yeah, and that's okay. You're allowed to, what is it, take what you want and leave the bones. That's okay. Take the meat that's good and leave the bones. That's all right.
Mary said, you have to come to my house for turkey dinner. I cook a mean bird. No
dry mouth here. All right, Mary, I'm in.
Debbie just signed up to join the 2KK family group.
Well, thanks, Debbie. I'm so glad. I think you'll really enjoy it. There's so much just encouragement there. And I do want to say, too, because we find out every once in a while somebody will email us and say, hey, I'm in the family group. I just want to say hi because I don't really talk much in there or put a post out there. Don't be shy. There's so many people that are looking to make new friends. So go ahead and get out there. Mingle a little bit. It's good.
Danita said, all the Keto Chow tastes so good with butter. The only one that is really good with just cream is cookies and cream. My lunches are so easy now.
I love that. I hope that
butter
helps.
Actually brings out the flavor more. Chris said, what? I totally called Joe hot lunch meat. Oh, wait, maybe not.
You are so hot lunch meat. No, he was super nice. Like when you're expecting that you're going to get eggs thrown at you or something. Mm-hmm. Thanks for not throwing them at us.
I see Liz, Rana answering Liz about Watch Autumn Keto. So Autumn she's got a channel, Watch Autumn Keto.
And Richard. I love Richard.
It's Watch Autumn Keto.
And Richard.
So she is hosting an event in September called Keto Palooza. It's going to be the second one. They're going to do like a 5K and stuff like that. And we're going to go. So I'm excited because we love Autumn. Like Autumn is so awesome.
They just had their anniversary. P.S. Happy anniversary to that cute couple. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Songbird said, I like Keto Chow ice cream with a blender.
Yes, it's super easy and fast. Joe really likes that because you don't have to wait very long.
Denise, Keto Fear Factor, Joe, try the licorice. So Rachel has no idea what that's about. I guess I need to. So somebody suggested to Miriam black licorice Keto Chow.
Oh no.
And Miriam likes black licorice.
Does she really?
So I said something is definitely wrong with her. I mean, I love Miriam, but something is wrong with her.
My grandmother
she's like no peanut butter and jelly.
But black licorice.
But she's like, I could consider licorice. She was like, I don't know how good it's going to be to drink.
Did you eat clove gum?
Yes, I liked clove gum. I actually did like clove gum. I love cloves.
What is that liquor that is...
Anise.
Anise,
Zambuca, all of those.
That it's got a licorice clove taste to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've put something in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like you're not confused.
Yeah.
It is not a subtle flavor. It isn't.
Zambuca is very sugary.
My grandmother
you would look at the top and it was all sugar.
Only ate the black jelly beans. Only. That she loved that flavor.
No, thank you. So back to this. So I made a comment on the Keto Chow live stream that I'm just stating for a fact right now. if they come up with a black licorice
You're
keto
out.
chow,
You're out.
I will not do a taste test video on that.
Really?
Like, absolutely not.
Look at you.
No way. I hate black licorice
Taking
with
a
a passion.
stand.
No. And
Well,
so
now
Chris said, with all
you've
of the
made
things
it
that
where
I've
it-
made you eat,
I have to
need
make one
eat
now.
it.
You have to make one now. I'm gonna drop black licorice in his next vanilla keto chow. It's happening.
No, I cannot
I'm gonna
stand
ninja
black
his
licorice.
coffee.
I cannot stand black
Doop,
licorice.
doop, 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 doop. You're calling
Shell
Mr.
said you
Fix
either
It.
love black licorice or you hate it. There is no in between.
Clearly,
I agree.
there's no in between for you, sir. Oh, Polani's like, yes, black licorice. Hey, what's up, Polani?
Shauna loves black licorice.
You either love it or hate it. That clove gum, the only reason why I would chew that is because it was super flavorful. It wasn't like Fruit Stripes gum. Fruit Stripes gum is the most disappointing gum there ever was in gum kingdom. Gumdom.
It was delicious for like 2 seconds.
3 seconds. Not even.
The only one that was better than that tasted better but lasted like even shorter time, was Chiclets.
Yeah. Honestly, the keto gum. That gum, I mean, it's like $45 a package.
Right.
And it lasts 2 seconds.
What is that one?
Pure. Is pure?
Yeah.
It's too short. It's not enough. It's like chew,
How
done.
do you really feel?
It's too expensive for it to only last 3 seconds. Okay.
Brianna said, if you put raw eggs in your keto chow, should you stick to higher quality eggs, or is it not a big deal? My personal opinion, it's not a big deal. Remember, we are not doctors or nurses or any kind of health professional, but I can tell you I've done a tremendous amount of research on raw eggs. And the bottom line is the eggs in this country are pretty safe. The salmonella is on the outside, usually on the shell. A lot of eggs are like pasteurized, so we don't have to worry about things like that. If you're going to consume raw eggs, number one, do it immediately. Don't put a raw egg in a keto chow or in a milkshake.
See you tomorrow.
And then put it in your refrigerator. That is where you have issues.
Yeah.
So if you're going to consume raw egg, you want to, like, if you're going to make it like keto chow, make your keto chow ahead of time.
Yes.
Put it in the refrigerator, and then when you're ready to drink it, crack the egg into it, put it in the blender, or I just will drink it right away. It's, like I just make everything in the morning and I don't let it sit at all.
If you don't do that, it will become a high velocity snack. Guaranteed. You know how I know that we're not doctors?
How?
You hit your head again today.
Yeah. Well, yesterday.
I'm like, I walk up to him and I'm like, you're bleeding again. What are you bleeding with your head?
I hit my head today at somebody's house coming out because he's got this like arch over his gate, and I stood up right underneath the gate. And
you're doing too many things at once.
Then what happened was, do
you remember?
I shaved my head.
Yes.
And I forgot that I had hit my head, so I ran the razor right over it, so it reopened up what I'd already hit.
Fantastic.
So yeah, back to the raw egg. Yeah, so don't store it. That's number one. And then don't crack the eggshell on whatever you're...
Yeah.
Like if you're putting it in this mug, don't crack it on the mug.
Because then you're like... Ugh.
Because now if there was salmonella on the shell, you're going to put it inside. So like crack it on the counter, dump it in. Don't like do this back and forth with the shell.
Yeah.
So we're going to separate the eggs. You don't want
play
to
with your
use
food.
the shell back and forth.
Also, when you're done with the shell, just discard it. Don't be like, I'm going to look at all of the salmonella. All of it.
Who does that?
Well, hopefully nobody.
You have a better chance of getting salmonella
If you've been
poisoning
doing it, stop
if
it.
you go out to a restaurant or if you eat anything that comes in contact with flour. Like people talk about raw cookie dough. They think it's bad for the egg. It actually wasn't. The reason raw cookie dough is bad is you get salmonella from the flour.
Just don't lick anything.
That's a good idea.
Don't lick the table at the restaurant. Just don't. Just don't do it.
Melissa said no to black licorice. So gross. Somebody gave me a Jägermeister in college, and that was the grossest drink.
Yeah. It's
Gail
frightening.
said, Joe, ouchies.
Yes. Gail knows.
Jerry said, if you're getting a stimulus check, Keto Palooza might be a good investment.
Ooh, I think so too. I'm very excited. I've got to start practicing because I do see that she's going to be doing, like, there's 5K, which I got that. I can do that. But yoga, I need to limber up, yo. Mm-hmm. I need to limber up. But there's also going to be, like, dance exercises.
Yeah. Chris and I are just going to go explore Louisville.
Dan's exercises, or you can.
I'm not participating.
You're grabbing Richard too, aren't you?
I'm not participating.
You're grabbing him, and y'all,
Probably.
all of you guys are leaving us, aren't you?
Yeah, we're gonna go play with Richard's Blackstone or something. Maybe Heath will bring a smoker with him. Like, just hook a smoker up to your car, and we're gonna go smoke some meat.
We're gonna get kicked out of the hotel.
Probably.
Just know it.
Mary said, I was buying fennel recently. A cashier asked me what it is. I said, it tastes like licorice. She said, real licorice or black licorice? Black licorice is real. Red is sugar. Now, it's funny. I do like fennel in my sausage, but I don't feel it tastes like licorice.
It does, though.
Not when you're cooking it in a sausage.
If you've overdone it, if you've overdone the fennel, you know it.
Yeah.
If you've tipped the scales.
Renee said, I don't like black flavored Twizzlers, but I love the retro black licorice wisps you would find in old-fashioned candy stores.
Aww.
Chad said, I've never used OO drops before. Can you put them in water to just make a water enhancement? They're not sweet at all.
Yeah, they're not
literally
sweet.
A flavor. And OO drops are like a lot of other things. One drop too much and you've just ruined it.
Right.
It's like a chemical.
It's like, yes, no. But it's interesting because you can get like vanilla keto chow and then you can change it to whatever you want. And they have things like, thin mint. I mean, they call it something else, like girl club cookie or something. Scouting cookie, because I guess they can't call it, a Girl Scout cookie.
Me, North Carolina fan said, I finally have gotten past not eating wheat. My joints are starting to feel real much better. Thank you,
so
Joe and
good.
Rachel.
I'm so glad.
Lots of, again, look at this. Bob loves black licorice. Gail said nope. Michelle loves it.
It's absolutely yes.
Lisa said, I remember lavender gum.
I have never tried that. I've never tried that.
Maitreya detests black licorice.
I'm not a
thinks
fan.
It's evil.
I just didn't understand
We've
it.
I haven't seen one comment from Miriam. I think we've chased her out.
Right. She's probably the thought of black or licorice.
But she likes black licorice.
Yeah.
She's right now devising how can I make this?
Oh, I hope so. She's gonna get you.
Gail said, I was touched by Autumn and Richard's anniversary video. I felt like they were our kids blossoming together for the past year. And we were there for the ride. I agree.
Dawn says Autumn was talking about you guys on her recent live. She wants to know why you're doing the premiere feature. Several folks tried to explain, but you need to connect with her.
I'll talk to her.
We'll talk to her because it is a different layer.
The reason we started doing that is because, for most of the COVID quarantine, when we were really in the heart of the quarantine, we were live streaming keto on the couch.
Year. Can you believe it? This time last year.
So we were live streaming keto on the couch, and we like it because, no editing. It's like
Joe likes it.
The amount of editing that goes into keto on the couch, that hour-long keto on the couch is no kidding, 8 hours worth of work.
It is.
It's 2 hours to film it, and then
it should
another
be better,
couple of
right?
hours to edit.
It should probably be better.
A couple of hours to edit, another hour or so to preview it. It's a lot of work to do keto on the couch. I like doing the live. But a lot of people don't.
Do not.
So, and lives are, people love them or hate them. There are a lot of people who message I will watch your videos, but I will never watch a live. I don't watch anybody go live.
Yeah, they don't like it. They won't come for tonight.
Right. But then other people were like, I love the live. So how could we mesh the two? And one of the things that people like about lives is because they can kind of talk and get their questions answered. So we feel like this is a good in-between. I mean, believe me, it's still a lot of editing, but I like the fact that we can do that, and then we can be in there, and if a topic comes up and somebody has a question, we're right there to answer it.
I was going to say, it's actually, you have a better shot of getting every answer, every comment answered.
Right.
In that, because I can type faster than we can notice, and
it's kind of fun.
Things are jumping, and I can still see it.
He said Fear Factor Licorice Edition.
Oh my Lord. Yes.
I have a Fear Factor I need to edit, except for your intro got screwed up, so it's gonna instead of hi, what's up family, I'm Rachel, it's just gonna be I'm Rachel.
Aww.
The whole beginning part got ruined.
Snarled.
Yeah, we were in a restaurant.
But we found a very interesting thing.
Oh, Miriam is hanging out with Haley, who's doing a personal finance class.
How nice. That's really smart to do that in school. I remember Anthony and John took the what's the guy that always does all of the finance stuff? Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
They took the Dave Ramsey course. They actually had it in public school as like you could do it like his budgeting course, and it was brilliant. I thought every single kid needs to have this before they go into college, because you can make a lot of financial decisions that are terrible.
Right.
Once you're 18 years old, they're like, hey, would you like a credit card? Well, of course. Yes, I would love to blow my credit immediately. Let's do this.
You know what the real problem with like learning with writing checks and stuff, and kids don't know how to sign their name.
They don't.
Because they don't teach cursive in school anymore.
They don't. It's like an old-timey X. Just like, here you go.
Renee said, I think many people use the term licorice just like they say a Coke. We still get what they're talking about.
So that is at least what I did growing up. I don't know if it was just a Florida thing, because my friend Beth, she always says pop. She's from Ohio. Everything is pop. If you're referring to soda, it's pop. For us, everything is a Coke. So a Diet Coke is a Coke. If you want
my dad used pop.
A Diet Sprite is a Coke. Everything is a Coke. So if I say to him, like, hey, let's go to 7-Eleven, get a Coke, he knows that that means a Coke Zero or a Diet Mountain Dew. It's the same thing. It's everything is Coke.
Right.
You said your dad
My
said
dad
pop.
called it pop.
What do you call it? Soda.
Soda.
You usually say soda. What do you say?
Chris said you only need one take to do a live stream, but you only get one take to do a live stream.
That's true.
And then you got to filter Rachel and filter Joe.
We usually get demonetized on anything we do live because
Songbird said 1 year pandemic. Can you believe it?
I know it. I mean, I am so thankful for every like privilege and interaction that we have. And as I see people like out and about and get to like people in person, I cherish it. I did not cherish that before.
Yeah.
Just seeing anybody is a privilege.
Steph said she loves the premieres, and Blaine prefers the live keto on the couch.
Aw, thank you.
So Renee said off candy talk. Yes, like please.
Yes.
So what are some of your favorite meals this week? I know what Rachel's was. It's the thumbnail from today's video.
Which one did you use?
You with the wings.
The wings are great. I am all about the wings, but I'll tell you what, the ground up, the hamburger that you made.
Okay.
I want to say, it wasn't yesterday, was it Monday? That had just a little bit of...
What is today?
Today is Thursday.
So
No,
it was Monday.
It was
I'm
Monday.
The frosting ground beef.
Yeah.
It was Monday. Because I've been going to Sam's Club and getting the 90-10 ground beef.
But you added some deliciousness to it.
2.5 pounds of ground beef on the Blackstone with 1 tablespoon of butter, and then about a half a cup of water. I literally like make a hole in the middle. I start browning it up, and then a scoop of the spicy taco keto chow to make like a little bit of a sauce.
It was
but
so
I'll
good.
Cook everything. If we can't cook it on the Blackstone lately, I don't cook it because there's no cleanup.
I totally cleaned my house this week. It is like, it was frightening how bad it had gotten.
Now if I take off a shirt that I put on like for 2 minutes, like
no.
I put a shirt on last night to do a Zoom call with Chris.
No.
I literally wore it for like 20 minutes and I go to put it on to go to work and
when you finally clean your house and it needed a good spring cleaning, you know what it's like. You don't want to go back. I am in the fear stage right now that like I am going to be attacked by the dust bunnies again. There were so many dust bunnies.
Did you move our dresser?
I did.
I thought so. It was like away from the wall. I'm like, wow, she even moved the dresser.
We could have started a rabbit farm.
Oh, I'm sure.
We could have started a Hassenpfeffer restaurant.
Joe said he loves the premieres. You guys have lots of chance to interact with us much, much more than with the live.
Thank you.
I like that. I agree.
Enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you guys.
Kelly said, I'm 28 years old. Black jelly beans were my absolute fave before keto.
Aw. Libby says, depends on who's doing the live. You two actually talk about something you don't babble. Sometimes. Right now, probably. We've been all over the place.
Dawn said, I agree. Premiere is a nice option. I'm usually available at that time.
I'm glad you are.
Mary said, I feel that way about olives. Everyone who eats them makes them look so good, so I try them again and
you're not a fan. I like olives and
the
things.
most I can take an olive is like cut up in a Caesar salad or on a pizza. And that's only because everything else is hiding the taste of the olives.
Which do you not like? Black olives or green olives?
Any olives.
The Kalamata olives, I know that you have
olives.
You're a hard...
They're all disgusting.
We use that in our Mediterranean meatloaf. If you haven't made that, it's very tasty. The mug cake
but again,
meatloaf.
masked. It's masked. Like the flavor is masked.
Oh, okay. It's not like you're just getting the full punch in the face of
No.
it. It adds a lot of flavor, though. I think.
Right,
I like them
family?
in a salad. You don't even need a salad dressing if you have the olives for me, because you've got like that little.
Right family says Brantley keeps trying to kiss the phone. He is enjoying the show.
Oh, hi, Brantley.
Dawn said,
Love you.
grew up calling it pop. Now I typically call it by its name in Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, or just call it drink.
Drink.
Brianna said most high schools offer a class called Personal Finance, which teaches about taxes and credit cards.
I think that is so brilliant. They did not offer that when we were growing up. I mean, they did offer typing, which I'm so glad that I took. We actually took it on an electric typewriter. That was back when I was in high school and the earth was still cooling and dinosaurs were roaming the earth. But like, I was really glad that we got a typing class, because like, I think it helped me type faster. ASD FJKL semicolon. I can still remember. We had a very like prim and proper typewriter teacher.
I know where they all are, but I couldn't have done what you just did. Mine, it's like people who, how like I can't give directions, like as far as like turn left on 4th Street. I don't know what street that is. Well, what do you live there for 10 years? I don't know. I can tell you, turn left at the Coca-Cola Stein and turn right when you get to the Valero gas station. What happens when the gas station's gone? Well, you're out of luck now.
Well, that's me. But I feel like it's because for the last more than a decade, you've been giving me directions, and I can't find anything unless I have something to look at. Like, streets mean nothing to me. My dad worked for UPS for 38 years. He could tell you a street anywhere in Florida. And I mean, Florida is long, and he just knew every street and whether it went north, south, or east, west.
It's funny, driving with Anthony.
But I need to know that, like, it's by the old abandoned Kmart. You remember the one where we got the, yes, that. I need all of that.
It's funny, I was driving with Anthony, and we were coming home from a game. We were coming home from the mall, actually. It was over by because we had to go to Sam's Club. We had a game, and then we went to Sam's Club. No, we went to games on Saturday.
Okay.
And then we went to Sam's Club to get ground beef and chicken.
All right.
So we were on our way home, and it's right next to another place that we do at least 10 games a year between football and lacrosse at this school. And he's like, I don't know how to get home. And he's done this drive by himself, and he's done this drive with me in the car, and he's putting in the maps. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to get, how do you not know how to get home? And he was like, I have the worst sense of direction. And
He gets it from me.
And I said, see, for me growing up, if I drove, now if I'm the passenger, it only applies if I'm driving. But if I'm driving, I only need to go someplace one time.
No.
Except for if you turn on the mapping program.
Okay.
But if you're the passenger next to me and you're telling me make a right here, make a left here, I will remember that route for the rest of my life. I could go back to New York
You're a
now,
homing pigeon.
and I could drive like from my mom's old house to my high school, which was 50 minutes, and I took all of these intricate shortcuts through like side roads.
Mm-hmm.
I could do it. And I don't know one road or the name of one road, but I could absolutely make that drive. Like, we're going to drive to New York to see my mom. And like, I will do it without a map. I just know how to get there, even though I haven't made this drive in 10 years.
For me, every day's a new day. I've never seen it before. I'm like 10-second Tom. You know, you are an alligator that they would have to kill. You've reached that size.
But, well...
Because if an alligator is a certain size and it winds up in somebody's backyard, they have to kill them, because if they like that backyard, they will find it, no matter where you drop them off.
I want to finish this, but I got to tell you about alligator in a second. So anyway, I think that one of the things that's causing him to not have a good sense of direction is the same thing as you. How many people remember old phone numbers before you had your phone and you didn't program like your phone?
Yeah.
You had to type the phone number. So you remembered everybody's phone numbers, right?
Yeah.
I don't know my kids' phone numbers. I know your number. I don't know your mom's number. I don't even know my own mother's number because they've changed it.
Okay.
But I remember all the ones when you would type it in, right? But now you don't do that. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to direction. Now, because you have your phone and you just type in where do I want, and you're just here it go, make a left here and make a right there.
You have no part
You're
in
oblivious. You don't have to pay attention to how to get someplace anymore.
My grandparents...
It's like a lost art.
...made us memorize their phone number to songs because they knew that that's how I learned. So I can still remember 7670884 if you want to call my grandparents. But like 25 years ago, that's the number you'd use.
So anyway, alligator.
Yes.
We're cutting today in Fort Lauderdale on the beach. And Anthony goes into the backyard to blow off this person's house. And he was like, oh, hell no.
Joseph Stauffer.
And I'm like,
I'm sorry. There you go. That's why we can't do live.
And you go to me and I'm like, what is wrong? And you know how you tell me like I overreact and you don't know what it is? And I'm like, what is? There is an iguana this big sitting on top of the fence. And it was one of those really old ones that now they're orange. Right? And it was just sitting on top of the fence right where he has to walk past. He's like, I am not going over there. I mean, he's got a head like this big. Driving to my game tonight, I saw one twice as big. This lady pulled over in the middle of the road to shoo it off of the road. And I'm sitting there going, why is nobody killing this thing? It's legal to kill him now.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, no kidding. That thing was as big as this table. He was bigger than a lot of alligators.
I'm sorry for his naughty word and his finger.
I'm sorry.
Both of those things.
I'm sorry. Melissa said, I moved to Ohio when I was 12. I refused to say pop. I could not stand it. It's soda.
Aw.
Mary said, in Canada, we say Coke. Oh, it jumped. She said they say Coke. Renee said, Vitamix is worth every penny. Their warranty is not outdone by any other, and you will notice people have them for years. My mom's had her for 30 years.
Yes.
They just keep going and are sturdy. The only reason we had to replace ours is because the original ones, you could not put them in the dishwasher.
Right.
And everybody in our house insisted on putting them in the dishwasher, and it ruined all of the bearings.
Yeah.
And it was like,
a little gasket
at that point, it was more expensive to get a new container than it was to get a new machine. Christopher said, I like olives sometimes. When I was working on Georgia, I ate olives every night. It hit my macros exactly. I was eating up to 12 a day to finish my day.
I think that sounds like a delicious day, personally.
Denise said, my grandson, 3 years old, loves giant black olives. He can make a meal out of them. Plus, they're fun on your fingers.
They are a fun finger food, yes. Okay, thank you. I am glad that I am not the only person that has used black olives as fingernails. Maybe he's a little younger than me and I'm still doing it.
Right.
But
April said, I'm a substitute school bus driver and the kids suck at directions.
But do they try to offer directions?
Jessica said, I have zero sense of direction. I don't know north, east, south, or west. I'm totally landmark driven. Pass by Walmart and then make a left at
I know east because the beach. Like you can feel it. If you're from Florida, you can feel east. But that's it.
You know, all you got to do is look up at the sky, right?
No, I'm not a Boy Scout. So
all you got to do is go, okay, the sun is over there and it's in the morning. So what does that mean? That's east.
No, I don't. I just feel it. I feel
rises
east.
In the east, sets in the west.
I know. Well, I mean, I feel east. But when I lived in Virginia, I actually was trying to take some kids home from church one night, and we drove to Washington, D.C. and Maryland before I got them back to Virginia.
Shauna said Florida has iguana season. Yeah, all year long. They passed a law saying that if you can kill any iguana on your property.
It's been too cold, thankfully, for them in this season.
They're
when
back.
It's cold, they go away. When you have a hot day, all of a sudden, it's like they've been there the entire time.
Yeah, but it's never been cold enough for them to die. What happens is it gets to like 50 degrees. They go up in their trees and they start falling out of trees, but they're actually still alive.
Yeah, don't bring them in the house and be like, show your parents. There's been a lot of kids that have done that.
They are a nuisance animal and they cause a lot of damage because they like water. And so they go like along all of the different canals and stuff like that. And then they burrow because they're burrowers.
Yeah.
They burrow underneath like the bridges and stuff like that. And so all of the little bridges over all the canals, we have all these canals and waterways down here. And they ruin all of the structural integrity of those things. So they have said, like, if they're on your property, you can absolutely kill them. And people kill them, and people eat them.
My mom gives one a shower every single day on her back porch. She has a little deck, and there's a giant one that her and him are in a relationship at this point. So every day she comes out with her little water hose and like, you get off of there. And then he jumps off of it into the canal, swims away. And I know he's saying to her, like, I'll see you tomorrow.
Taylor, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Says, is there any food you two eat on keto that you dislike, but you eat the food for its nutritional keto
organ
value?
meat.
Well, even there,
Organ meat.
that is rare. It is
Organ meat.
rare. As a matter of fact,
Have a heart.
we found a great substitute.
Fish for Joe. A lot of times he does not like tuna fish.
I don't know. Let's get this straight. I don't eat. There is nothing that I eat because
Liver.
I don't mind the taste of liver if you eat it right. But as far as just eating something like, I'm not going to eat anything that, like, okay, this is good for me, but so I'm going to eat it, but I think it tastes disgusting. It's just not worth it to me.
Liver is like that for me, though.
Yeah, but you
Kidneys,
eat liver and you don't know you're eating it.
As long
That's
as you
different.
hide it.
I'm talking about giving you something and saying, here's a plate of liver, go ahead and eat it. I don't
like
that.
things with faces on them. Don't give me a fish that has not, like, you know how they cook a fish and it's like the whole fish?
Right.
If it has
but you like fish.
I like fish, but I don't want to see its face.
But that's not because you don't like the taste of it.
No.
You just don't want to think of it as it was an
That's
animal.
somebody's child. I don't want that.
We started working with this company. We're gonna have a video about it, but it's actually the same person who started Perfect Keto, Dr. Anthony G. Also has this company, and these are really good. These are beef liver capsules. So if you want to get your beef liver
And don't want to eat it.
and don't want to eat liver, these
it.
are really, really good. And so yeah, we've been messing around with this and some of the other stuff, but it's 3,000 milligrams of beef liver.
Because I want you to hide it.
Yeah.
Like, even the freeze-dried carnivore meat snacks that we had, like, as long as I can just swallow it like a pill, like, it's better for me.
Yeah, but for the most part, now, there's no food that we really are eating because it's good for you, but it tastes like garbage, so we're gonna eat it anyway. Like, now we'll eat it and hide it, like liver in our ground beef or something like
Kidneys.
that. Kidney or something like that. And that's only if we happen to have it. Like, we don't, like, really go out and, like, make a big point of eating it.
Right.
Unless it's for a joke.
Yeah, or a keto fear factor.
Steph said, I have 4 numbers memorized. Mine, Mama's, Jimmy's, and Hillary's. And, of course, 911.
Yes.
Florida has Iguana season. We read that. Let's say. Mary said we only say Coke and count. If it's a Coke, it's a ginger ale. We say ginger ale.
Joe said a wordy dird. Shauna
said food should not stare at you.
No, it shouldn't. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it.
Sheila grew up eating hearts and kidneys with mashed potatoes. I love it.
My mom likes liver and onions. Like, she enjoys it, and it was something that that was a comfort food that her mom made. So she's always up for liver.
Mm-hmm. Renee said, like hogs in Texas, I'm amazed when I learned and saw the damage they can do. Oh, yes.
We have wild hogs.
We have wild hogs here, and you can pretty much hunt hog almost year round here because they are, again, they breed like rabbits.
They tear up
and they destroy places. Like, we went over to, Mayaca State Park?
Yeah.
And when you go over there, like, you just start walking through and you just see nothing but tore up roots. They destroy everything. You can just walk through and you're like, oh, yep, they got hogs here.
They are not like a regular pig. They are mean as a snake.
Yeah.
But their little piglets are so cute. It's very, like, they're almost like little chipmunk colored when they're babies. So they're so cute. You're like, I think we could be friends. And it's like, no, we can't.
Annie said, OMG, I put black olives on my fingers too, but I'm older than Rachel.
See, black olives on your fingers make them so much fun. I think that maybe you would like them more if you did that, Joe.
No.
I think you would.
Gail said, I have those equipped liver caps, and I like their protein powders. The next best thing I want to try is their sleep powder. So their sleep powder is really awesome.
Very good.
I don't have it down in the description, but we do have a coupon code from them. And we have a couple of promos coming up with them as well to save you money. But
I like them.
We actually started using, because we've been really, again, we won't promote anything that we don't use personally.
So we wanted to make sure we test it first.
And we've been using it for a while to see like what kind of results are they. And the thing that we really love is that sleep powder.
Yeah.
It's better than Calm cleaner ingredients than Calm.
And it's like 1, 2, 3, good night.
Yeah. And that is something that I have to work on. So I use the Keto Chow magnesium drops, and then we've been using that.
Yeah.
And we just got into the box of it because that stuff is really good.
It is good.
That's my biggest problem is I don't sleep. So Liz said, I used to transcribe memos and I think of a grocery list in my head at the same time.
How cool is that? Did anybody learn shorthand? My mom was like a master at like shorthand, and I did a little bit of that because I was a reporter for a long time, and you kind of just develop your own shorthand. But I think that that's another lost art that I feel like kids would be good to know.
Yeah.
Because it's good for note taking.
Shannon said, ew, no eating wild hogs.
It's very gamey.
Chris said, someone suggested in Texas bring their freezer containers, harvest feral hogs, ship it to Asia, and market as pasture-raised wild Texas boar. Charge an insane amount of money.
You really could, and it has a very distinct flavor. It does taste wild. It's not like a ham, like your normal ham.
He said, do you not eat crawfish? I love crawfish.
That is like your favorite. It's expensive here. It's not as easy
expensive
to get.
And here's the thing, it's not very satisfying. Like, it tastes great because of all the spice, but it's not very filling at all.
You need a lot.
You need a lot. And then what happens is by the time you're like, okay, I get maybe halfway into a bucket of crawfish and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Not that I'm full. It's my mouth is on fire from all the spices and
so
like
good,
I'm not like, I feel like I haven't eaten yet. It's like, I feel like I've eaten like that much chicken, but it's taken me an hour and a half and now my face is burning.
It's almost like you really want to use the seasonings on like those Argentinian shrimp that are real big.
Right.
Right? Because then you feel like you're getting a bunch of that meat.
Wow. I must really because I just got an alert saying that like Bahia Honda State Park's got availability and I so quickly want to go over to my computer to try to get that.
That campsite is pretty cool.
Shauna said, do you burp beef liver flavor if you take those capsules?
No, which is really refreshing because if you've ever, you know what I think of?
This is our second bottle. This just came today.
When you think of, oh man, cod liver oil. Cod liver oil and me we're burptastic. I can't eat it. Ugh.
Lee just said, hi, Rachel and Joe. I love your shows. Very informative, good content. I heard you using eggs on Keto Chow for fat. How do you do it? Keep the good work and sincerity. You are wonderful.
Thank
you.
I
just literally use eggs because I'm trying to have more protein and eggs have fat in them. So sometimes I'll add a little extra butter, but for the most part, I'm just using the egg. It is very creamy and you really can't tell the difference.
It's interesting.
If you do it in the blender, because what happens is the blender emulsifies the egg yolk. I would not suggest doing it just like in a shaker bottle.
Well, and you can also just add it to your coffee. If you're like, I'm trying to switch out of heavy whipping cream, it is amazing that what it does with coffee, with just having an egg in it, instead of using like cream. Mm-hmm. I'm amazed. I did not think
and you don't know it. We have to do that video.
Yeah.
We just got behind with making videos because you were gone for a week.
Annie says, my 8-year-old grandson is schooled online and I'm helping him learn cursive.
Thank
you,
awesome.
Annie. Thank you so much.
We were so upset that they stopped teaching cursive in school.
You know what
right
else?
With our kids.
You know what else they don't teach? Analog time.
No.
Because they're like, well, they don't, people don't really use anything but a digital watch. But I think it's really important.
It's funny. Shauna asked if you like burp up the liver. No, but I am still burping up that hot dog right now, 5 hours later.
Costco hot dog is the worst burp there is. Like that's with you all day long. The hot dog, the wiener from a Costco. Oh my goodness.
Renee said crawfish is good social food.
Yeah, it is. To just kind of like
Bill
hang
said
out.
3 to 5 crawdads are good. Chris said, fishing for crawfish with a chicken leg is the most fun I've had with kids in a long time.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I love that. And we fished a lot for crabs, not just like crawfish, but like any type of crab. And yeah, if you have just a little piece of meat, put it on a string. I mean, that's an afternoon to me. I love that. Just like playing with the little minnows and them, tugging the little thing and trying to see how many crabs that you can get. I love it. It's so fun.
Songbird said grilled catfish is great. Now there's another thing I want to do.
I love catfish.
I want to go and do that. What is that? Noodling.
Oh my gosh, where you're fishing with your hands?
I want to do that.
I feel like that would scare me. Has anybody ever?
I want to do that.
Is it fish noodled? Fanoodled?
I don't know.
Have you ever?
That'd be another cool hobby, but again, I'd probably get way into that. Like I was talking to talking to Luke today.
You're like up to here with this.
Like what every accessory you need to do it, right? I was talking to Luke today. He's like, Chris is probably trying to figure out like what are you doing? I'm like, here's my problem when I start a hobby. I'm all in.
He's
right?
all in.
I'm all in on day one. Like, I think I'm gonna like this. I need every single accessory. Is anybody else like that? Like, I have to have it. We got the RV. I need every accessory, right? And we use it. But like the printer, Start small? No. Why would I start small, know I'm going to like it, and then have to
All
upgrade
in,
later?
baby.
Just go to the best one you can get right away.
You're really fun to play poker with. All in. Every hand. All in.
No, that's your son. And then he wins, which is really annoying.
Caleb always wins on the river.
We would pay it like with the kids for like toothpicks and pennies and stuff like that, trying to just have fun with them. And he'd be like, he has nothing. Like he has a high 8. And he's like, all in. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Wait, no, you can't play it like that.
And he was like, what? And I'm like, don't do that. Like, no, like I'm showing 3 aces. No, I'm all in. And then he wins. And I just pisses me off.
And I think to myself, we're just playing as a family. And he goes, no, as a father, this is part of my schooling for my son. Like, you need to learn how to change a tire, and you need to know what is the appropriate time to bid in a hand of poker. And if you are just like aimlessly bidding in poker, I just can't have it. Like, you're embarrassment to the family if you go to like a guys' night connect group where you're like playing poker. I'm like, that's a lot. We're just playing for toothpicks, yo.
April said our kids are still caught cursive and analog time.
That is awesome. That is really good.
Lisa said, would putting an egg in iced coffee work the same? Absolutely, if you put it in a blender. You got to put it in a blender. Robin said, I love Equip products I've been taking for over a year. I love the liver, joint support, and protein powder. Renee said, there is a technique to peeling shrimp and crawfish. It's literally a couple seconds and done. It cracks me up to see people struggle for so long. Yeah, I don't struggle with crawfish. It's more of because you want all the flavor. So, like, I am, like, suck the head.
Suck the head.
You know, so it just, you don't get a whole lot of meat.
Shelly's cousin does noodling. Oh, Lisa says she's never had crawfish before. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like, a money investment here. Like, having it is not.
It's very expensive
cheap. It's
down
probably
here. We only have a couple of
cheaper in
Cajun
Texas
places around.
or Louisiana. Maybe I would think you get a.
I love
good
Cajun
prices.
food. I love.
He
Cajun
loves it. In fact,
I miss the fact because I used to get like jambalaya was like one of my favorite things.
Well, and Joe loved Cajun food so much that he used to volunteer at the Zydeco Festival. Yep. Here in South
Cajun
Florida.
Music.
He loves everything Cajun. He's all about it.
Chrissy said, I am all in too.
Awesome.
Blaine said, I have hundreds of unpainted miniatures. I know your pain, Joe. Chris said, fear does not exist in his dojo, does it?
No fear.
Shannon said, Sensei. No noodling for me. Too scary.
I would be like very scared of noodling. If something grabs onto my hand, not only am I'm not going to reel it in properly. I'm going to flip it off my hand, hopefully have the boat next to me. Maybe that would work.
Lisa said, well, guys, it's getting late. I'm heading to bed. Yeah, we're getting ready to get off.
I can't drink my coffee after it gets cold. Oh, no. I seriously believe that iced coffee was developed by a toddler mom who always meant to drink her coffee cold, hot, and just never got to it in time. And so they were like, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. Let's just add some more ice cubes and make it iced coffee. That's how I believe iced coffee began.
Renee said, definitely suck the head. I was watching someone on YouTube channel try to peel shrimp, and I swear it was painful to watch.
Aww.
I can peel shrimp super quickly. The real problem with shrimp is the vein. I just started eating it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like cutting that thing out of there all the time. Yes.
That's the poop.
Yes.
That's the poop chute.
Yes.
Don't eat that. Dear Lord. Make good choices, Joe.
Steph said, my brother used to go snake hunting. In that video I had posted, he was holding one up and he caught by hand. I hated going with him. Wow. That's the other thing I want to go. I want to go frog gigging.
No. We need a new gig. Not that gig. Let's do a different gig. I'm all into gigs.
Joyce said, have you ever steamed hard crabs? Old Bay, so good. Yeah, I grew up on the water in New York, so we used to get blue claw crabs right out of our backyard. We'd go out, we had these crab traps, we threw them in the water, and during the summer, we'd get blue claw crabs. Of course, I didn't like them, but everybody else in my family loved them.
Aw, you didn't
That was always my thing. I'm going fishing, somebody else eat it. It's like
You just enjoy providing
It was
the food.
that I was forced to eat it. So it's like, you ever been forced to eat something so much that you just don't like it anymore? That's what it is. Like when you're 8 years old and you are eating this liver. Like you are eating it.
I got some bad news. Like, after we're done here, we're going to be eating some blue crab claws and some olives.
I'm fasting. Blaine said you can do egg and iced coffee without a blender. You need to scramble them first, beat the dickens out of them, and mix it really early. That is way too much work for me.
Beat the dickens
Blaine
out of
is
it.
so much better than me.
He is. No, I mean, that sounds terrible, but...
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Renee said, okay, Southern folks, anyone grow up with the guys that used to joke about going snipe hunting at bonfires?
Okay, so I totally got pulled into a snipe hunt in West Virginia, not understanding that a snipe hunt is a pretend thing. I got dressed. I got up early. I made my coffee. I was in all orange for the snipe hunt, and I just got laughed at.
Shada said the poop is not the same as shrimp. Blue Dove said it's actually their spinal cord.
Oh, good to know that you didn't eat the poop.
Mary said, growing up where I live, ditches everywhere used a coffee can or a stick for catching frogs.
How cool is that?
Okay, we're going to get off.
Everybody seems like they're going night-nights.
Yeah, we're too.
I hope you guys have a great evening. You didn't work 21 hours like some people did here.
No. Definitely not. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you aren't, and make sure you hit that little bell button, and also leave a comment so that you can win a keto crate.
Chance to win a keto crate. You have to live in the United States.
Yes.
You have to be subscribed. We're putting all of that in here since we can't do it in the keto crate video. I mean, I can hear it in the video, but not see it.
Have a good night, guys.
We love you.
Bye.